phone in my tripod. Let me get this in there. Okay, there we go. Hey guys, good to see you. Today I'm going to do a little get ready with me. You're a little wonky. Hi. Okay, so today I'm going to do a get ready with me. I'm just going to cheer practice, but we'll chat as we get ready. I'm going to finally do that Fenty beauty kind of look that I've been putting off doing. The reason I've been putting it off is because I just keep not doing it because I keep doing other looks instead, but I'm going to do it today because I feel like it. Let's do some foundation. This is the Anna Sway foundation. I'm going to use this one today on a buffing brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to do 3 pumps and we're going to go for it. How have you guys been? I feel like I haven't uploaded a video or gone live here on YouTube in so long. It's because I've been focusing on other stuff. You probably saw in one of my like last videos before this one, in one of my latest ones, I was talking about how I had a lot of stuff on and that I was like going to prioritize like doing, you know, the things I needed to do for uni and for cheer and for my placement, which is also related to uni, I guess. But like, you know, all those things are my priority. YouTube is something that I just kind of like do for fun. So yeah, was literally just off prioritizing those, but I'm back now. How often will I be back? I don't know, because currently I am on a placement. I don't really talk about placement details on here just because I don't want, like, I don't know, it's like my work slash professional life, and this is like my, not play life, but like this is like hobby vibes. So like, you know, I don't really want to like overlap and like, you know, do a big video about nursing and things like that. But my placement's going well. I'm learning a lot, enjoying my time, and that's that. So, you know, things are good. But it does make me really tired because when I'm on placement, I'm obviously very focused on that. And so it's a bit hard for me to like come and have enough energy to make a YouTube video when I'm finished and tired and stuff for the day. The concealer, by the way, that I'm wearing today is the L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer, and I wear the shade Vanilla 326. There we go. But if you've been following me on Instagram, you can see that I've been like, you know, having a social life, doing all my other things. I just haven't been on YouTube this much, which is fine. You know, after my placement, obviously I'll come back and be more active. But I'll probably upload it a little bit while I'm on placement too, if I can, if I find the energy. How have you guys been? That's where I've been. That's what I've been up to. I'm going to do a little bit of powder on the face. Let's go with this translucent loose finishing powder. This one is the Mineral Finishing Veil from Nude by Nature. You can see how messy my desk is. Actually don't, because that's really messy. And I have this in the shade 01 Natural. Also, I'm really like satisfied with myself because recently I cleaned all my brushes. So my brushes are like all fresh right now, and I have like all the brushes to choose from. I did that before my placement because I just wanted to like not worry about like running out of brushes while I was on placement, having to clean it. When I'm on placement, I get so tired because obviously I'm focused on that. I just like come home and like want to immediately fall asleep. But today I have to not fall asleep and not nap because I'm going to cheer practice. I'm really excited for cheer practice tonight because we're doing uniform sizing for the new team members. They're getting their sizes today. So what we do is the company that makes our cheer uniforms, they send us a sizing kit, and then we let the girls try on like a top, a skirt, a pair of shorts, and underneath little skivvy top, and they try on all the different pieces and find out what sizes they are, and we send off all the list of sizes and make an order, and they send us back our actual uniform. So they're doing like a try on kit today, and I'm very excited for them because it's a very exciting step, you know, getting your uniform. It's like you're officially part of the team. It's very exciting. I'm gonna do some bronzer now. I recently panned my bronzer. Finally, I panned my L'Oreal bronzer that I was using up, and I immediately rolled in my Maybelline City bronzer. Now this bronzer is so nice, and it wasn't in my project pan, but as soon as packaging breaks on something, I roll it into my project pan because I hate having broken packaging in my drawer. So this is the Maybelline City bronzer in the shade Medium Cool 200. I do have a bit of pan in it so far, but I'm going to like completely empty it. So yeah, this is my new project that I'm working on, is like using this up just because the packaging is broken and I just hate having broken packaging in my drawer. As you can see there, the layer on the bottom of this is like very thin. Like as I touch it, it gets like the actual pan size that you can see on the bottom there gets larger every time I stick my brush in. It's a really nice bronzer though. Like, it wasn't on my project pan list because honestly I was happy to keep this in my collection for a little while longer, but it'll be like an enjoyable thing to pan though, so it's not like that big of a deal. It's actually a really nice bronzer for the winter time because it's a little bit cool toned. Obviously I got the shade 200 medium cool, and they do have warmer toned bronzers in this range, but this bronzer is very like easy for me to wear in the winter time because it has a little bit of like a cooler undertone. I've compared it in store to like the other ones in the range, and the other one's a little bit warmer, and so this one, it suits like a bit more of a contour shade, or it suits like my winter skin tone. It's just like really wearable. It's also really good for a nose contour. I'm a big fan of it as like a nose or like just general contour type shade. So I'm just contouring my nose using this Morphe E62 brush. It's like an angled fluffy brush like this. Yeah, I'm a fan of it, and I'm a fan of this bronzer. I'll be sad to see it go, but not really, because the packaging has now broken. I wasn't really that rough with the packaging, and I've actually found the same issue with my previous Maybelline cheek product. I had the Master Chrome highlighter, and the same problem where it snapped at the hinge, and so, yeah, I don't love that, but the actual product itself is so good. It smells a little bit like fake tan, but not in a way that is like too offensive, although I'm not really opposed to a fake tan smell, especially for a bronzer, because like bronzer is like the tan of the makeup products, so I don't really mind when my like bronzer smells a little bit like fake tan. It's not in like a way that's too much, but if you're very sensitive to scents, you might not like that. It's not overwhelming or anything, it's just like a little something, but I know that some people don't want a little something. Anyway, I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the crease of my eye as well, just to add a little bit of dimension, depth, you know, a bit of shape. Just bring some color to the eye area because I've just concealed and foundationed my whole face. Okay. Now, I'm going to go in with a blush from Fenty because I'm not going to forget this time that that's what the intention of this makeup look is. The Fenty blush that I'm going in with today is a Killawatt Foil in the shade Mimosa Sunrise and Sangria Sunset. It's like a split pan. Wait, I need to redo my hair. My hair's really dirty today. Like, not gonna lie, I've been saving it because I like to wash my hair on a cheer night. So I just leave it in a bun and let it get really like, you know, I just leave it up there for ages. And then on a cheer night, it's hair wash night. So I'm just tucking it up in a bun because it's kind of too messy to have out. I'll show you later maybe. Anyway, so this is like a split pan. It's so gorgeous. It looks like this. So the pink and the orange are both a little bit like shimmery, but like not too much. I don't know, it's really unique. I'm really into the whole like Fenty Killawatt Foil formula. It's a little bit like, you know, it's so funky. Let's get a brush. What brush will I do it with? I reckon I'm gonna go in with this one. I don't know what it's called, but it looks like this. It's from Real Techniques. I have no idea what this brush is called. And I'm gonna mix both of these colors, and I'm gonna apply them together on my cheek. And it's gonna be like a really nice warm pinky kind of shade. See how that like individually, they're so pretty individually. Like, both of those colors are really gorgeous. But when you mix them together, it's like a whole different shade. And it's such a pretty shade. It's like a pinky orange. See what I mean? Like, separately they're gorgeous, and I've used them both on this channel in makeup videos separately. But together they're so gorgeous too. So I'm just gonna put on a blob and then blend it around because it is quite a like pigmented blush. It's such a stunning shade, and it really works on my skin tone. Like, I'm actually such a fan of this on my skin tone. Typically I like a warmer toned blush on myself. I just prefer it, and like a more corally toned blush is like my comfort zone. It's like my preference, and this kind of lies into that family. I'm going to really go in there because I really want like a strong blush today. It's what I'm going for. Also, I picked a pimple on the side of my face because I'm on placement. I'm definitely going to get maskne, you know what I'm talking about. I'm wearing a mask all day, and I'm gonna break out from it. I just know it's gonna happen. It's inevitable, and that's life. So if you see any breakouts on my face, just know that I'm really enjoying getting breakouts because I had clear skin before I started placement. That's the biggest downside from masks, in my opinion, is like the skin. I don't mind like wearing a mask, to be honest. It's not a big deal. I just hate when my skin breaks out. It's so rude of my skin. I get so jealous when people can like have a mask on and their skin is like okay and like handles it, because my skin is very rude about it. Okay, so I did a little bit on my forehead just to give a little bit of color back to the face, and I also take it across the like front of the nose, not a huge amount, but just enough so it's like the sun has kissed the front of my face here. And now I'm going to go in onto my actual eyelid with this shade. I'm going to use the same shade, and I'm going to take this base shadow brush from Real Techniques. It's my favorite eyeshadow brush to use. I don't know why, it's just like the perfect domed shape. It just is my favorite. And I'm mixing both these shades again and just popping that onto my eye. That's a bit too pink. I need a bit more orange. I didn't grab enough orange that time. I want it to be like quite an even mix. I'm going to make it more pigmented towards the lash line. So I'm applying it towards my lash line first. And I also want it to be more pigmented at the outer corner. And then as I go, I want it to be more loose and more fluffy up the top. I hope that makes sense. Like I want it to be more intense at the bottom and less intense up the top. Like that. I really like the oranginess. It's really, like, this is a very flattering shade in my opinion. The combination of these two colors is just really satisfying to me. Pink is like one of my favorite colors, and yellow is one of my favorite colors, and this is like kind of like the equivalent of like a pink and a yellow blush in my opinion. I don't know. I know yellow blush does exist, but like I feel like it is too extreme for me, whereas orange I feel like is my equivalent to having a yellowy blush. It's like a yellowy undertone to my blush, you know? And pink obviously is like so gorgeous. And this is such a fun shade of pink as well. See how I've like blown this out over here to be like really big and fluffy. And if it's like too messy at the sides like that, you just go in with a brush and like fluff it out and clean it up. I'm going to do the other side now. So see how like put it down more intensely at the base there. And then I'm just going to grab the excess that's on my brush and just like blend upwards and fluff it out. So it's all like diffused nicely. It's very easy. Like this is like a really simple look. This at one point was my like everyday go-to look. And I got compliments on it because it's so fun and colorful while still being like very simple. Because like honestly this together, this shade could be like a shadow. Like I know that these two are like sold as separates, but like I would buy that. That's so nice like by itself as is. Anyway, so now that I've done that, I'm going to do a little bit of like a thing on my eyes that I've been doing recently. You've probably seen it in my last video, but I'll do it again today because it's what I've been into. Is this going to be pigmented enough? No, that's not what I'm going for. It's more of a waxy texture, and I feel like it'll be too harsh on the lash line. I'm looking for something like a little bit like a kohl. Oh, this is perfect. I'm going to go in with this. This is from Urban Decay, and it's the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil, and this one is in the shade 0. And what I'm going to do with this is like really smudgely do my lash line with this, and then I'll do a little small wing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to smudge this out. So there's my dodgy little wing. And I'll make it a bit longer than that because I want a bit of a wing. I always like a winged liner. And I'm just taking it really flat. Like it's not a very high liner. I just want it to look like it's an extension of my eye. And I'm taking it a little bit under here as well, like just the slightest amount so it blends into the lower lash line so it looks like it's one smooth wing rather than just like only from the top, you know what I mean? I like it when it looks like it's only from the top, but it's not the vibe that I'm going for today. Then I'm just going to fill in my lash line on my upper lash line. Really getting into the waterline and everything, filling in all the gaps. I'm not concerned about any of it going on my lower lash line, but I'm not going out of my way to put some on my lower lash line just because that'll be too heavy, I feel, for the look that I'm going for today. I'm going for a little bit of like a lighter, smudgier look. Still smudgy and still like smoked out and stuff, but a little bit lighter than I would if I went for it on the bottom as well. And then I'm just going to grab this angled brush, again from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to start from the front of the eye and blend it out, just smudging the edge a little bit so it's a little bit blurred. So it's more of like a smudgy liner than like a crisp one. And this also helps with the edge of the wing, just making it nice and like crisp while also making it diffused. Yeah, I'm happy with the way that looks. I kind of don't like how high it is in the center there. I like my liner to be a little flatter, so I'm just going to wipe downwards and see how it's less pigmented there in the middle at the moment. I'll just go back in with this brush that still has some pigment on it and just kind of, so it's just going to be like that. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to go in on the other eye with the same liner. So I'm just going to grab this and wing it out again, trying to mimic what I've got going on the other eye. So just taking it straight out a little bit upwards following the shape of the lower lash line. I feel like this needs a sharpen soon. I'm going to be so sad to say goodbye to this cute little pencil because it's actually really good. Where's my pencil sharpener? Here it is. Yeah, it's such a good pencil. This one's the Urban Decay one. And I just feel like they do a really good job of, like, especially kohl eye pencils. I'm a big fan. What's this at the bottom? Oh, I thought maybe it was retractable, but it's not. What's this? Don't tell me there's something on the inside. No, I don't know why. The end just came off. I think it's just because the plastic has come off because it's really old. Anyway, I'm just filling in my waterline. Sometimes people ask me if I'm scared to, like, poke my eye. I'm not, because even if this did touch my eye, it's not very sharp. Do you know what I mean? And even if it did, it's very soft, so it's not really a concern to me because I'm not really pressing very hard on this area. It's not like I'm going to stab my eye. I'm not afraid of that because I trust the precision of my hand and that kind of stuff. But I totally understand why people are afraid when they do their, like, eyeliner and stuff, because it is a bit scary. I'm also very used to it, you know. Think about how often I do this. Practice makes perfect, you know. You just got to go for it sometimes. Now I'm getting that blending brush, and again, just blending away. But, like, yeah, I'm quite stable with my hand. I've done it so many times, and I'm, like, I trust my hand to do it, so it's never really an issue for me. If I do poke my eye, I just cry. I just get a little watery, and then it goes away, you know. It's not that big of a deal. There we go. So this one goes up a little more and this one goes out a little more, but it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's not like a huge noticeable difference. I think it's fine. I'm just going to wipe this one down in the middle again there. I just don't like it when the center of my eye is, like, really high up. I like it to look a little, like, flatter. I feel like it is more realistic to my eye shape. Otherwise, if I have a bump in the middle, it feels like I have a bump in my eye. I know I don't, but, like, it looks like my eye has, like, a weird bump going on, and I just don't like the way that looks. Now I'm going to grab some mascara. Actually, let's do highlighter first. Who am I kidding? Can't miss out on highlighter. The highlighter I'm going to use today is, again, from Fenty Beauty, and it is going to be Metal Moon. This one is another one of the Kilowatt formulas, and this one is a really cool, like, white one. It looks white in the pan, but I'll do a little swatch. I hope it comes up on camera. It's not going to come up on camera. It's so subtle. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is a white highlighter in the pan, but when it's actually applied to the skin, you can just see it. It just looks like a gold sheen. It's really pretty. I'm really into it. So I'm going to grab a little highlighter brush. This one is called the Contour Brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to dip into that and apply that quite generously to the cheek. I was a little hesitant at first when I started using this highlight. I was worried that it'd show up too white on the skin because it is obviously white in the pan, but on the skin it really just comes up as, like, a white gold sheen. Like, I can see the gold sheen in there. I can see a little bit of, like, a white brighteningness, but it's not too overwhelmingly, like, harsh or anything on the skin. I feel like this would work for a load of skin tones. Like, I've seen people with, like, super dark skin tones wear this and it looks really stunning on them. Whereas a lot of the time I feel like with lighter highlights, because I do have that, like, yellowy Asian undertone in my skin, sometimes they can pull a little, like, too icy on me, which is sometimes a vibe, but sometimes I feel like it looks a bit too, like, harsh and unnatural on my skin tone. I'm now going to go in with this brush, which is called the Shading Brush from Real Techniques. I'm just going to grab the same highlighter, pop a bit on my brow bone because that's what I'm into, and I'm also going to do just a little bit at the front of the eye. Just a small amount, not enough to make it, like, really pop, just enough to, like, lighten up the front of the eye with a slight golden sheen, if that makes sense. See how it can be packed on to be more intense. I'm going to blend that out later, but, like, you can, if you want, at the front of the inner corner, you could, like, pack it on if you wanted a little bit more intensity. I just want the, you know, blush to be the like, feature of this look. So I'm just going to blend out all the highlights so it's a little bit more diffused and just, like, a bit of a sheen without being, like, highlight, you know. It is still, like, glowy, and my skin definitely has, like, you can see that, like, reflect on it, especially like the golden tones are really coming through, especially because I put on you know, such like warm toned blushes earlier. I feel like it brings out the warm tones in the highlight. Really cute combo. I'm very much into it. Okay, that's like pretty much what I'm going to do for highlight. Oh, I was going to do a bit of my Cupid's bow. Let's do that. Done. Okay, let's do some brows and lashes. I've already got liner, and I reckon Bob's your uncle. We're going to call it a day. My favorite mascara right now, like hands down, and probably one of my top favorite mascaras of all time, is the Heroin Make Volume and Curl Mascara Advanced Film. It's just so good. I'm a big fan of a wet mascara. I just think that it lasts a little longer and it's a little bit easier to apply, and this one is so good. My lashes are quite straight and don't have that much curl to them, but look how much lift this gives my lashes. Like, this makes such a difference on my lashes. It's just the best, honestly. It's in my top 3 mascaras of all time. If you ask me which are the other 2 in my top 3, I can't tell you because I don't know, honestly. This one is definitely in the top 3 though, because it's genuinely so good. Like, I would repurchase this, and I only repurchase something if it's like a holy grail. This is definitely up there. It's not as easy to get your hands on here in Australia because it is a Japanese brand, but you can get it at like Asian beauty stores. I actually bought mine when I was in Taiwan, but I have seen it in Asian beauty stores since here in Australia. So it is available. It's just like not as accessible as like, I don't know, a Maybelline mascara, which you could just pick up at the price line. It's similarly priced, I think. Like, it's not like very, very expensive. It's not like the price of like a high-end mascara. I believe this was $20, I want to say, which is the same price as like an average Australian drugstore mascara. Actually, maybe this is $30 in Australia. I can't totally remember. Because I bought it in Taiwan, it might have been a bit cheaper there. I also bought it yonks ago, so don't quote me on anything of this price. But like, what I'm trying to say is it's not a very, very expensive mascara. It's more similar or comparable to a drugstore mascara price in Australia than it is to a high-end. Now, I've made it quite clumpy today because that's what I'm feeling, but you don't have to go for a clumpy look with this because it's that very like not watery, but like because it's a very wet formula, you can apply it to the lashes a little bit more thinly. I'm just feeling clumpy, but it doesn't have to be clumpy if you don't want it to be, because it does have that like thinness to the formula and it doesn't have to clump up. I'm just trying to like clump it because I want more. But see what I mean? Like how it gives so much lift, whereas before you probably didn't see a single one of my eyelashes because they're not that standy outy, if that makes sense. I love applying loads of this mascara. It's one of those mascaras that makes me really enjoy mascara. Okay, that's my lashes. Let's do brows. This is my Ka-Brow from Benefit. I love how the little brush is already in the cap. You just unscrew it and it's a little brow pomade in there. And I wear the shade 3, which I got in a little holiday gift set yonks ago. And how I do my brows, you probably already know. I fill in the tail first and then I go in and fill in the rest of the brow to match. Because I don't have a tail, and then I just like try and blend in the tail that I've added to the existing brow. I'm not a brow king though, to be honest. Like, some people are like so good at brows. I wear brows pretty much every day because otherwise I have literally no tail on my eyebrow because my brows aren't that thick. But I'm not like that good at it, honestly. Like, brows are not my strength. Some people, brows are like beautiful. Mine are like, it's right. I do like to use the brush upside down like this and kind of brush the excess through the front of the brow. I try and do it in a straight line so that the brow comes out a little straighter, and then any sparse areas like over here, I can just fill in with the brush again. I hope you get the vibe. And then I'll do the same thing over here. So I put the brush upside down and then drag it through the brow kind of in a straight line. And then I try and blend tail into the front of the brow and fill in any bald spots. They're not that bald, they're just like sparse areas, you know. Oh, and guys, I have a happy story to tell you. I finally found my brow gel, which I'm so stoked about because I lost this brow gel just as I was like really becoming a fan of brow gel. And I found it recently. I left it in a bag that I forgot that I'd left it in. So welcome back to the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel. And mine is in the shade dark brown. Totally rate it. Such a good one. I also had been using, while I lost this, the Benefit Gimme Brow, and that was really good too. But I wanted to get into this one first before I used up my Benefit one because, you know, I'm using up my Colourpop stuff first. Anyway, I'm a big fan of this one. It's really nice. I like to brush my brows all the way up first, and then once they're all the way up, then I grab it and there's a little bit of excess on the. Then I like to brush them all downwards so they lay flat, because although it's very trendy to have fluffy brows, personally I don't really like it. Like, each their own, and like, if you like fluffy brows, like, go for your life. It's not what I'm going for, that's all. I'm not opposed to it though. It's just not, I don't know, I feel like it looks a little odd on me. This is kind of also a nice brow gel because it fills in my brows a little more as well. It just gives them a little something. If I wasn't wearing any brow pomade, I could just wear this brow gel and I would still feel like my brows have a little something going on. But to be honest, if I was to choose out of pomade and gel, pomade fills in more than gel does. Gel just kind of like makes it stay in the right spot. Anyway, those are my dodgy little eyebrows that don't even look like they're even related. Let's do some lip gloss. I also have another good story to tell you guys. Okay, so I lost one of my lip glosses. I was like really like, bummer. I thought I'd lost, I think it was this one, Sweet Mouth from Fenty. I actually had left it at my boyfriend's house in a bag at his house. And the other day I was at his house and I found it in the bag that I'd left it in, and I was like, well, Sweet Mouth lip gloss from Fenty. It's good to see you. I was stoked. What I'm doing is I'm just mixing these two colors again. I'm putting it on my lip to match the eyes and the cheek. The orange in this makes it a little bit more comfortable for me to wear. Like, if I went for a fully pink lip, I feel like it'd be a little bit like, not uncomfortable, but like a bit out my comfort zone. Whereas the orange in it kind of tones it down a bit and makes it a little bit more in my comfort zone. Can I zoom when I do this? I can zoom. Okay. Sorry, I like sniffled while you were zoomed in. Here's the completed look. Wait, should I put on some lip gloss? No, I'm just gonna leave it like this. I just don't really feel like lip gloss. Okay, so here's the completed look. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't look at my pimples. So I'll show this side instead. This is my better side. I know that they're not that different. In my head, I prefer this side though. I don't know why. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video of me chatting to you guys. Long time no chat, so good to see you. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, if you want to see more of me, you can catch me on all my socials. I'm pretty much everywhere at Emily Titch 20. So you can find me on, like, you know, Pinterest, Visco, Tumblr, Instagram, all the places. And you can also, how do I zoom out? There we go. You can also follow me here on my membership program. I always forget to tell you guys about this, but you probably have heard me say this in at least one video. There's a membership program on my channel where you pay as much as you want to pay. There's like different membership tier levels, and it's pretty much so you can see more of me. I just post on there exclusive content that I don't post on here. It's not that wildly different. It's just more if you want to see more, but if you don't want to see more of me, that's also okay. I'm just going to make this brow a little bit more angular. That made such a difference, yet also nothing. Anyway, yeah, if you want to see more, you can follow me on my membership program. And if you do, thank you very much. If you don't, that's totally okay. I'm always here for free. Anyway, posting my regular content free of charge. You don't have to ever pay for this normal place. If you want to subscribe to see more, you can do that. And I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Now, are you sure you want to stop streaming? Okay.